Alrighty, welcome back. Here we have yet another video on price action. We are currently looking at the NASDAQ. And if we take a look for a quick minute, if we take a look at the previous video, we had a couple, well, not a couple, we had actually one target, which glad to say our targets hit. We'll just go over and look at what these targets were. And we can target realistic levels where we can actually see price hit and pivot. We can have a nice little upside target right here. Depending on where this gap up or this gap down happens on the market, we can easily target, 23,850. Okay, well, simple. If you want to go ahead and watch the video, I give an analysis full in depth as to why I was long on this bias and why I had these targets. So if you want to go ahead and watch the video, that link will be in the description below. And we can just go ahead and take a look at where the market went. Okay. Here we have our entry, and here we have our target of 23,850. And you can see that there was nothing but straight momentum into that level. And, you know, sometimes it's kind of rare, but there's times where I'll target more. I'll target continuation, and there's a reason for this exit. You can see that price is now crashing into old levels, very stagnant up here, and kind of came back. If you didn't take profits, you would be back at either break even or even take a loss. So levels are there, they're crucial, they work, and thankfully we had positive bias going our direction this week. So moving forward into next week price action, we can see what we're kind of anticipating for this week. If we take a look at the overall model, which is what you kind of want to look at, we can see that price was on an uptrend, came to a downtrend right here for a little bit in these in this moment right here, and now it's continuing to the upside. What this looks like to me on a larger time frame is just basically we have two options right now, and the reason why is because price kind of slows down once it passes these major levels. So there's a lot going on right here, but if we can focus on this green line and this green line, we've now hopped back into a bullish zone that comes all the way down from 2022 levels, as I like to mention always in almost all of my videos. And we can see that there's a bias up here. We have written down somewhat of a game plan. Rejection at the top of this pennant. We're looking at the silver lines or the gray lines. We have a rejection, price moving to the bottom of the pennant. So there's the opportunity where if price can come under these 23,670 zone, I'd be looking for a small move to the downside, maybe 100 points from 670 to 570. But these aren't very favorable moves, and just based off of what I'm seeing on price action here, what this more looks like to me, because I like to kind of keep two biases and keep that alternative as to what can potentially happen if your main bias doesn't play out. But my main bias in this situation would be the same thing I mentioned in the previous video. We have a clean left head, right shoulder happening here. Left head, right shoulder, and we have a break of this neckline. The break of the neckline is what caused this impulsive move to the upside, and this old resistance zone is what's causing the downside. But if you can take a look at the overall model, we do see the double bottom or the triple bottom happening. We do see a break of that level happening, and now we have a clean retest happening of a larger time frame, inverted head and shoulders, and this right here is textbook for a nice impulsive move to the upside. So if we do notice in the previous video, I did mention that the market is setting up to kind of come back to this overall sentiment, which is the long time resistance from that 2022 channel. So if we come and take a look, we've been in this same channel for quite some time, and now I'll be targeting the higher side of that channel. You know, just to go back to the bias for that short time frame, that lower time frame move to this silver line right here, which would match up with the price that's been respecting this zone that we have here. We had a small escape in this moment, but we hopped right back into that zone, and now we're kind of respecting those levels. So just to keep an open mind for shorts, if you see a trigger under 23,660, we can target a small move to 23,560 around there. And if you want my opinion on where I'll be targeting, is a nice little escape of this resistance to then become support, and we can target a move to these older resistance zones up here. So we'll go ahead and look at some levels so we can actually target. This would be a nice entry for long down here, and you can take profit at these previous highs. That's a nice 1 to 3. And if you want a more secured move, you want to wait for all of this resistance to turn into support. So you would wait for an entry of a break and retest of this level right here, and that would give you the entry at around 2400, maybe 2465. So 2400, 2465 for continuation for longs. And if you want a short move, a pivot to the bottom of this pennant, then you can target 23,650 for shorts. And I'll leave you guys with those levels. If these levels do help and you do find any type of benefit from these videos, just leave a like. It's free for you and it means everything to me. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe, do whatever you got to do. I'll leave all my links to my socials down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.